Today on the channel, there's a chill in the air and a chill in our hearts with Mr. Freeze, McFarlane, DC Multiverse.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC McFarlane, DC Multiverse unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got no stranger to the line, we got Mr. Freeze. But for all your Mr. Freeze needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below to support the channel. Appreciate that out there. And of course, like I said, Mr. Freeze, no stranger to this line. I think this is like the fourth Mr. Freeze so far. We'll bring those out later on in this very video. But of course, we're going to do this video like we do all the other videos on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, there's a chill in the air. There is Mr. Freeze. And Mr. Freeze returns to the line once again with another repainted version here. Now, I will say his figures aren't the easiest to get, so I guess it warrants a repaint. And I don't know if this is the classic Mr. Freeze to some. I'm sure somebody out there. It isn't necessarily to me, but it is what I think of with Mr. Freeze. Somebody hands me this figure, I'm going to say, yeah, okay, that's Mr. Freeze. I'm not going to argue too much about it. DC Multiverse, Mr. Freeze right there. Big window packaging. 22 points of Mr. Freeze articulation. And of course, 12 and up on this one. Mark Summers on the couch. My muscle back there. He's going to escort all these little 11-year-olds and under out of this house right now. I think you know the drill by now. He knows the drill, so I don't have to go through that whole rigmarole again, but I appreciate Mark Summers, the muscle, and Todd McFarlane over there on the couch, wiggling his toes, taking notes. So we'll see. Maybe some improvements to come with Mr. Freeze on the next iteration here. But DC Multiverse, Mr. Freeze on the side. Mr. Freeze on the side, like a young Arnold Schwarzenegger, really, at the end of the day. And there he is, Love Lost, of course, we know him. All about the drama with his wife, of course, as we know from multiple releases of Mr. Freeze over the years. The Arnold Mr. Freeze is an interesting one. Obviously not the most dynamic Mr. Freeze of all time. See you later, goodbye. But very cool piece of time, and I love to get a figure of Arnold. I think that is pretty cool. Your mileage may vary, as we say. See you later, off the screen, goodbye. DC McFarlane stands, seen it before. We'll see it again. Todd McFarlane on the couch. See you later, off to the side. Goodbye. See what this card says. Real name, Victor Fries. Give me some French fries. I believe French is his middle name. He doesn't like to say it because people just call him French fries. And I think he gets old of that. I understand. The corporation funding Victor's work shut down his experiments and in the process caused a horrible accident. The coolants did not irreparable harm and made it impossible for him to survive above freezing temperatures like a young iceberg, but not really, from G.I. Joe. To counteract this, Victor constructed a special ultra-durable suit to keep his body alive and at the right temperature. He embraced his new persona and became Mr. Freeze. So no discussion about his wife or any of that business there. Even though they're going to show it on the back of the package, going to leave a lot of people confused. Like, what's going on here? Well, we'll never know. We'll never know. Unless they want to Google it, I guess, at the end of the day. But there's old Mr. Freeze looking like Mr. Freeze would look. And he is locked in, of course. Expect nothing less from Todd McFarlane. Todd, if you could put a note down there, 5 more twist ties in the future for all figures. If we get some more twist ties, I think that would be great. I think it could be a game changer. It could make you the top-selling thing at Walmart. Not just action figure related, but across the board. People want more clip strips and clip ties. I've heard it. I've heard the people saying it. They've been marching the streets. See you later, Skyhook. Over the top, goodbye. Twist ties all over the place. Building a twist tie mansion, slowly but surely, is what we're doing here. But now we get him out of the package. We're going to dive into old Mr. Freeze, and we do got this gun. A dangerous gun here, especially at the nozzle, as it does get bent over, and I can see people having this break on them. You got to be careful. If you're leaning this, make sure it is straight, not bent. It's even a little bent in the package, and I can see that breaking off if you're not careful. So, word to the wise there. Now, you do get a little ice shooting out of the end. Clear ice, at least. And then you get the gray gun here, a little bit of blue color to it. Very futuristic, very scientific, very Mr. Freeze is what we have for this weapon. And just like the figure, we've seen that weapon many times with the incarnations here. But now Mr. Freeze out of the package, looking interesting, almost kind of chromed out, I guess. He's got the big silver suit, almost reminds you of a diver, like Deep Six from G.I. Joe once again. A diving suit, he's got the gas tank on the back, the air tank, whatever you want to call it, in blue to match the shoulder guards. Got the blue trunks on, a little blue here and there against the black and purple attack. Definitely a different color combination for Mr. Freeze than we've received in the past. Head sculpt going to be the exact same thing. He's got that underwater mask. Reminds you of a deep sea diver. Is removable if you want to take it off. But he's got the goggles going on. Some gray dead skin here. I guess he's not getting a lot of sun, as we do know. And you've got those two pipes going here on the side. They're not removable, so you got to be careful. You don't want those to break either. Purple gloves on him here, a nice belt. Got a little circle on the belt there. I don't think he's won a championship. I think he's hoping to fill this belt out one day with a title belt. He just can't seem to beat Batman for any of his title belts. And Batman, like a young Ultimo Dragon, just unifying all the belts is what I've been told, at least in Gotham City. But hopefully, old Victor French Fries could get that one of these days here. We'll see what ends up happening. But a big kind of apparatus suit over across the top, very mechanical looking. But as we do know, it's keeping him alive. He's got to be always cold, and this is going to help him always be cold. And put this helmet back on. A helmet? Is that what we're going to call it? Bubble? Whatever you want to call it. Here, of course, articulation, arms all the way around for us. Bicep cut, very tight in there. Double jointed, oh my gosh. Double jointed, pinless elbows. Todd, you're playing the hits right here today. We're here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side, hands removable. Hula hoop at the top, plus traditional waist, plus those frozen splits if you want them. Leg does go up. Double jointed, pinned knees. Ankles back and forth, up and down, and then, of course, the McFarlane toe articulation. You got to have that, as we do know. Big kind of moon boots on him here, old Victor Fries as well. He's got the boots to go walk in space if he needs to. Or maybe walk on sunshine. Who knows? Maybe he'll turn things around. But there he is, old Victor French Fries, Mr. Freeze, back again in the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. One of the tip-top Batman villains, at least for me. I think if you list the top 5 villains, he's probably right in the mix there. Definitely top 10, I think, for most people. You guys sound off. Be interested to see the top 5 Batman villains. You got to think Joker's up there. You got to think Penguin's up there. I'm going to put Bane up there. That might be a deep cut for some, but that was a very monumental thing when I was collecting action figures and toys and comic books when I was a kid. So we got that one. Who else? Mr. Freeze, I think, is in that top 5 for me. I don't know. I'd have to sit there and do the math. Have to do some serious math. Todd, start writing stuff on a piece of paper over there. He will, of course. And he's got his list ready to go. He can just spout it off like that. Mark Summers, he doesn't know any Batman villains. He just knows about physical challenges. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. I'm right. But let's grab some of these other Mr. Freeze figures. I believe this is the Chase Edition, Platinum Edition. Sorry, Todd. Platinum Edition Mr. Freeze right there. I believe this was the regular edition at that time. And then, of course, the Glow-in-the-Dark Entertainment Earth Blacklight Edition. So we've got a lot of Mr. Freezes here. We've got the most out of this mold. It is a done deal. This mold needs to be retired. It's time for a new Mr. Freeze. Let's wait a couple of years for the next Mr. Freeze, but let's start it over. Let's go back to the old drawing board. Oh, he is drawing over there. You're drawing me? Oh, beautiful, beautiful. He's drawing me from the couch. Very, very loving is what that is. Todd, another kiss to you. There it is, though. Mr. Freeze times 4. What's your favorite of the foursome here? You got a favorite? I don't mind this one. This one's kind of grown on me a little bit. I do like the Super Friends, Superpowers version over here, though. Sucker for that. You know I'm a sucker for Blacklight Glow in the Dark. So it is a little bit tough. I can tell you this one's my least favorite. I will say that much. But some good selections of Mr. Freeze. Probably not for everybody. I don't know if any sane person needs this many Mr. Freezes, unless you're Mr. Freeze himself. That's what I'm going to say there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on this new Mr. Freeze figure. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Follow me over on Patreon for early access to videos like this and everything else from both YouTube channels. All kinds of content on the Patreon. You can also follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram, Kyle Peterson at Pro Wrestling Tees, and my book, The Complete Guide to Jack's Class Superstar Series on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. So for Mr. Freeze, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.